welcome back. I'm Tom. This is Culture Chap. So today I want to talk to you about a musical that you may not know about, Titanique. It's wonderful. So Titanique is a musical parody, satire, whatever you want, of the film Titanic. And I think it's very sellable for everybody globally. So the catchphrase in the poster is nothing can come between Jack and Rose except Celine Dion. So the concept is Celine Dion. There's a retelling of the Titanic, and this is a retelling of the Titanic, but as the normal telling of the Titanic is happening on stage, Celine Dion comes on and says, "What? This is not how I remember it. I think it went like this." And the musical is the Titanic with Celine Dion as the narrator, and it's all Celine Dion's songs. Okay? You don't actually need someone who sounds like Celine Dion, and I think that could be daunting for some of your actors or actresses. But I think if you're looking for a jukebox musical that's lots of fun, that's a parody, that's probably a familiar story to almost everyone, I think this is good. It is available for internationally for every theater to do, so check it out. The description will have a lot of the reviews, a lot of videos, a lot of different descriptions. You'll see a variety of things to see if this is for you. Now, I know that I'm a big fan of Panto, and maybe in your area of the world, they're not as familiar with Panto. It wasn't made in England. It was made by a group of artists that were from New York that moved to LA to become Hollywood stars. That wasn't going perfectly well, but between gigs they said, let's make this musical, which is tremendous. So it started in Los Angeles. It moved to New York for off-Broadway, not off-Broadway. That's a level up. And it does have a lot of New York references. Now, it made the jump across the pond to the West End, and a lot of those references weren't landing, so they changed them. Now, when you see it or read it, and you think, this is way too much New York references for my area, they won't understand them, and these jokes that are supposed to be hilariously funny will fall flat, and that's not what's happening here. There is room for improv in sections of the show, which leads me to believe, since they were so smart and generous about changing the New York references now to British references when they went over there, and they're welcoming sections for improv in certain sections of the show. Sections. Does that give you license to ask them, well, this won't play in Argentina, these jokes. This won't play in Kansas. This won't play in Hawaii or Japan or wherever I happen to be in the world. They won't understand these references because they're not global enough. Now, there are a lot of camp references to things like RuPaul's Drag Race and so forth. And sometimes campy stuff falls flat, depending on your area. It just doesn't work. There's enough silliness in this musical that those can be glossed over. You can run through them. Not so wise if there's supposed to be a bump kind of joke. And if you're too young, bump is a drum riff that used to happen in music hall and in vaudeville to sort of tell the audience, like, aren't we being cute? Aren't we funny? So when you license it, be in contact. I know a lot of you aren't in contact with licensing companies. You just get the rights and that's it. And you don't ever contact the writers or the licensing company to ask permission for anything. That could be a mistake. Again, I've said this in other videos. If you do choose to do this, don't write a novel. Don't write a novel with every single change you want to make. So if you're in Hawaii, maybe there are local references to the same kind of equivalent New York references that are funny to those people. You're not rewriting the whole joke. You're saying what works for there. Here's an example. There is a joke about one of the characters needing to get their hair done, which of course they're on the ship, and they can't get an appointment in Soho. Funny in New York, Soho, where those hair salons are very hard to get into. Not funny in London, Soho, where there's so many hair salons you can walk in anywhere at any time and get a 15-pound haircut within minutes. So, not funny. So, how does that joke change? Okay. How does that joke change for your area? Does that joke need a backer? I can't get an appointment for a haircut at so and so, and I look at the audience. That's the most popular salon in our area. Is that allowed? Probably yes, because they just want you to pay for the rights, and they want this to be funny, and they want this to work in your area. Everything has to be developed in these type of things with these type of parodies for the audience that's in front of them. Okay? They were very good, the creators, about knowing they were going to London and letting those changes happen. The heart of the ocean is this gigantic tinsel-laden necklace with a gigantic blue Christmas ornament. See what kind of show this is? And in the original, they said they got it at Zales, which changed to they got it at some other place. Doesn't play in London. So they said in London, we got it at Claire's, which is a national cheap jewelry. Everybody goes there. You know, it's got businessy jewelry, it's got regular jewelry, it's got fun kids jewelry, it's got everything. So it's just sort of like dress up my outfit with any kind of jewelry, whether it's business lady jewelry or kids fun rubber jewelry or whatever. It's all there. But Claire's is notoriously inexpensive. Do you see? So there may be a store in your area where that's a better joke. That is a jewelry store. Okay? The visual is already the joke. The clincher on the joke is where it came from. Okay? I bet you can change it. I bet you this is not a problem. So if you want a jukebox musical with good music, with a familiar story, with silliness, I mean, the silliness just never ends. The iceberg is played as a Tina Turner kind of role, okay? Who gives Rose what for, like, there could have been two of you on the door. What's wrong with you? You let him go. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. The captain of the ship that crashes into the iceberg kind of sails around the stage the whole time, singing Celine Dion's I Drove All Night. Because we know that he drove the thing. He wasn't paying attention and they drove into the iceberg. This is a funny joke, okay? Now, when you see it played in different ways, again, the campiness may not be your cup of tea, or it may not be understandable to your audience, depending on what country or what area you're in. The jokes are still funny. You can tailor make that kind of campiness to farcical humor, to slapstick humor, to whatever you want to be. So when you see it, and you see the little videos, and you see the reviews, you're like, it's not for us. Think of how you can turn that into something that works for you. Campiness is just a different level of silliness. Okay? You have your own level of silliness that works with your actors, with your singers. This is something for your community. If you have excellent singers that are funny and you want to do something that this doesn't really need a lot of plot because everybody's seen the movie. They already know the plot. So this is a jukebox musical that doesn't really rely heavily on plot. It relies on everyone already knowing the story. Could be good for you. Check it out. See if it's good for your area. I think it's good. Titanique. All right? Now, the description will have a lot of links, and I want you to look at them all to see if this works for you. And if not, go and see it when it comes to your area. It's wonderfully funny. And we need some more humor these days. Okay? This is just another in the series of shows I think you should do that will sell, sell, sell. All right. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I need subscribers. and we'll talk again. All right.